Hi guys, welcome back to At Home with Holly. My name's Holly. I'm so glad you're here with me today. So today we are going to be unpacking this box. So my order for my Lilac Greenstalk is here, and so I'm so excited because today what we're going to be doing is setting up this new Greenstalk, and we're actually going to be transplanting the Alpine strawberries that I have all along my berry beds that we planted together. We started from seed together last year, and then we harvested them and enjoyed them and made jam out of them, and just they're so good. They're so good. They're so different. They taste like the mixture of like a strawberry and a pineapple together. They're so delicious and so unique. So I have about 30 some plants of them that are dormant right now in my berry beds. And so what I want to do is get this Greenstalk set up in what is going to be a new planting area for me behind my chicken coop. On the corner of that area, there's a space for this Greenstalk. And so I want to go ahead and get this Greenstalk transplanted. I want to get it filled up with compost. And right now we have the compost bins that need to be moved slightly because of the new 3-bay compost bin that I'm putting in, or 4-bay, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, the compost bins need to be emptied even though they're only partially finished. So what I'd like to do is take the partially finished compost and go ahead and fill up these Greenstalk towers about 3/4 of the way, maybe 4/5 of the way, and then top them off with some compost or potting soil just for that top layer. So we're going to go ahead and get some landscape fabric put out for the new garden area. We are going to set up a paver, which this Greenstalk is going to sit on top of. And then we are going to get our Greenstalk filled up and then transplant the strawberries. I'm so glad that you're here. So it's a little windy, but I'll try to show you as best I can. So these 3 bays in a row, they're going to get moved back just a little bit, equal to where that metal gate is. This garden is going to continue behind here. So that path is going to continue back that way. First thing that we have to do is, again, sorry for the wind. First thing that we have to do is get some landscape fabric rolled out so that we are not messing with the grass. So this is one of those times that you hate to do stuff twice. So even though I'm not really fully ready on this day to go ahead and do all the landscape work behind the chicken coop, I did want to get the landscape fabric down so that when I set up this Greenstalk, it was in the right place. So what I did was, to clear the path for the landscape fabric, I was going to have to shovel the compost. So I went ahead and just filled up all the tiers of the Greenstalk with the compost. It was actually more finished than I even realized. So that was kind of nice that I didn't have to grab a bag of potting soil. So then I got the edge of this landscape fabric tapped down, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot to get a paver. So I need to get some sand to put under the paver, and the paver that I grabbed from the garden was way too small. So I went ahead and swapped it out with the one that is in front of the chicken coop, and I'll just have to go to Menards and grab a bigger one and swap that out. So once I got the sand all set up, it was time to grab the base. Okay, so I grabbed some of the sand that I was using to hold down Olivia's trampoline, but I have new straps and don't need it anymore. And the bag had it had disintegrated. So I grabbed that, and that should do for now. I do have to get more sand. I have to reposition that paver over there. But for now, we've got a good base for this, and we can start building our tower. So I didn't take my camera with me, but right before we start doing this, I did go to the other side of the garden and I pulled out 36 of the dormant alpine strawberry plants. Now they had a lot of extra foliage because last fall I didn't trim them up. I let them have all their extra leaves and stems just to provide a little more insulation. So you can see that these still have bits of green coming up. So they're dormant, but they're starting to wake up. So now's the perfect time to get these in here. I am actually going to throw a little bit of fertilizer in there in each of these pockets. Now the water reservoir does have holes, little drainage holes, so you do want to make sure they're pointed towards each of the pockets when you line them up so that they water from the top all the way down and each pocket gets the amount of water that they need. So as you can see, these are not the size of the bare roots that you order online or get from local places. These were fully rooted and settled into my berry beds. So their root ball and the soil that came with them is kind of massive. I did take the time to either shake a lot of it off over at the original bed or kind of trim off some of the extra stuff, and that won't hurt them. They'll still transplant just fine. But what is happening is that these are very full pockets in my green stock, and normally this clips in a little easier, but I purposely filled up with the compost a little bit over full because there will be some settling and it will continue to break down since it wasn't all the way finished. It was just almost finished compost. So between the fact that the compost is going to settle a little bit and the fact that the plants are going to settle a little bit in there, I did overfill it a little bit. So it's not completely lined up when I get this set up, but as it gets watered in, because they're supposed to have a rainstorm tonight, and as it gets watered in and as it continues to kind of grow in there and settle, the soil line will come down a little bit and I'll be able to slide the individual tiers of the green stock together a little bit more securely. But just in case you're considering getting yourself a green stock, they do clip together very easily, especially if you don't overfill them. And it is up to you whether you want to fill them when it's completely stacked together or if you want to stack them after you've put the plants in them. I tend to do it just one layer at a time. That way I'm not like crushing the heads off of any of them, which I've done before when I put them together. But it is a little easier to get in there and maneuver when the upper layers aren't attached when you're actually filling it. So if it's already established and put together, then it's really easy to just slip something into the pockets. But if you're starting from scratch, I do find that it's easier to just kind of take it like this and do it one step at a time. And I don't know, I kind of enjoy the process. So this is one of the first transplants or things that we're doing for the spring season. So it's getting me really excited about all the projects we have planned. We've got a new tomato trellis system going in. We've got a new compost space system going in. And I'm just excited to expand our little cottage style garden around the chicken coop and to keep growing all of our new favorites together and all of our old favorites together this coming year, and really focusing on, building our pantry, filling our pantry with the foods that we grow and just being more resourceful. And this year we're actually going to try meat chickens and meat turkeys. So I'm excited about the things that are coming in the next few weeks. So getting the feeling to be outside on this day, even though it was very windy, and starting to transplant and get my hands in the dirt, just really felt good. So I'm glad that you guys are here with me. I'm glad that we are on this journey together. And I'm super excited about this Lilac Greenstalk. Now, I don't know right now when you're watching this if they're still going to have it in stock. It is a limited edition color, but I have 2 of the cherry blossoms, and I was very excited to see this lilac come into stock because purple is my favorite color. So I love this beautiful green stock. And if you're interested in this, I will link the information on how to get one of these down below. And I believe there is even a $10 off your first purchase attached with that link as well. So this is what it's looking like after we have added 6 tiers of alpine strawberries. I actually left the very top tier open for fresh herbs because I thought that would be a fun thing to add to the top. But I wanted to let you guys know that it does come with the new closed top lid for the water reservoir, where you can slide that little leaf. The water stays nice and clean as it filters through, but I did also get the one that is to be used with the drip irrigation. So I'm excited to have both of those options for this green stock. I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me while we transplanted all of our alpine strawberries and set up our new green stock. Thank you guys so much for the likes and the comments and the shares. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We have a whole lot more growing and fun projects to come. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye, my friend.